Today I want to share with you 20 beast mode Middle Eastern fragrances that you can wear in the summertime. Now before we get started, I have to put out this disclaimer. When it comes to longevity, projection, all that jazz, I cannot guarantee that any of these fragrances are going to last on you. I don't know your pH, I don't know how you spray, I don't know if your bottle has gone through a magical maturation process and might not be as strong as mine. I don't know all those factors. I'm just sharing fragrances that I've tried and have lasted long on my skin that might also last for you. So let's get started. First up is Rouge Musk Ice. This is actually inspired by Valaya from Parfums de Marly. So this is going to give you that crisp aurum blossom aldehydic type of scent profile that so many people love about Valaya. I believe Valaya is actually the most sold fragrance in the Parfums de Marly line for women, if I'm not mistaken. Either that or Delina, but I think it's Valaya. But anyways, this to me is the closest and strongest dupe of Valaya. I have compared it to Delilah Blanc. I've compared it to Armaf Pearl Dior, Mystique Bouquet, and while those are all lovely, this truly gets closest to the actual Valaya DNA. It has very smooth blending. It doesn't come off as clunky as other ones do. It doesn't have any extra fruitness added in like Mystique Bouquet. And it is very, very long lasting on the skin. So this is a great summertime option if you like that DNA. It's very sharp, it's very crisp, it's very hot weather appropriate. So I cannot recommend Musk Ice by Rouge enough if you're looking for that. Next, we have Wifey Material by High Key Perfumes. So this is for anyone who likes a clean, almost soapy, white floral fragrance with fantastic longevity. This is now my third high-key perfume that I've tried, and this one is really, really lovely. I think this is also the best-selling one. To me, this is a very safe DNA. Even as someone like myself who's not crazy, crazy big on floral fragrances, I can appreciate this scent. It just comes off clean. It comes off, again, mass appealing. It comes off very likable, but with very impressive longevity on the skin. There's nothing that comes off oody or anything like that in this particular scent. If you're looking for something that is very feminine, sweet, but not overly sweet, with again, a clean, almost soapy type of white floral vibe to it, highly recommend checking out Wifey Material from High Key. Next up, we've got Hawass Diva. This is inspired by the Valentino Donna Born in Rome Intense fragrance, and I do think it's very, very close. It's rich, it's warm, it has this frankincense note in there that just makes it feel, I don't even know how to describe it, elevated, rich, warm, and dark. Out of all of the Valentino fragrances, I think the Intense is the darkest, but it still has that sweet vibe to it that a lot of them do. To me, this would be such a good, sexy date night fragrance with great longevity. Highly recommend if you're looking for a good intense schmoop. This is the best that I found for that one. Next up, we've got Kiana Vibes by Afnan. Kiana Vibes is inspired by my favorite designer release of 2025, which is La Bomba by Carolina Herrera. Kiana Vibes to me is better than Jory from Latafa. It's better than Tahira Riffs. It's better than Intensely Seductive in terms of projection and longevity. I also like the smell, the DNA of Kiana Vibes better than all of them, including the original La Bomba, because it has this added pear note in the opening, along with added musk in the heart, and it just makes the overall DNA, to me, smell more full-bodied. I think the patchouli is also toned down a little bit from the addition of that additional sweetness, and it's just delightful. It's deliciously sweet, fruity, delightful. If you like La Bomba, but you want something that's more affordable and really, really long-lasting, not that La Bomba was, not long-lasting, but this is just like beast mode, highly recommend checking out Kiana Vibes by Afnan. Next up is Rouge Orchard from Australia. So this is inspired by the Dior fragrance Rouge Trafalgar scent, and this is a very rich, very sweet, almost syrupy sweet cherry with a little bit of rose type of fragrance. And Rouge also has a fragrance called Rhea, which is also inspired by the same Rouge Trafalgar scent from Dior. However, while that one does have good projection, I would say it's moderate to long lasting. This one is straight up like beast mode, very, very long lasting fragrance. This is the type of sweet fruity fragrance that even in the winter time, this you can wear and you don't have to worry about it going anywhere. Just the right amount of rose to elevate the scent and make it not smell just like a straight up juice, but it's really, really lovely, very flirty, very fun. If you want to have that type of sweet, fruity, feminine energy about you all day without having to worry about reapplying over and over again, Rouge Orchard is definitely one to check out. Next, we have Lattafa's Second Song. So Second Song is inspired by Dolce & Gabbana's My Devotion Intense. And if you have ever tried My Devotion Intense and compared it to Second Song, I don't even need to tell you how much stronger Second Song is in comparison to My Devotion Intense. It is night and day. Truly, truly a very long-lasting fragrance of really, really beautiful fruity floral. I am very surprised that this fragrance has mixed reviews. I would say maybe 80% of the people that I speak to really enjoy it, but there's a strong 20% who don't like it at all. And I'm shocked by that. I'm curious if those 20% have smelled the original. I do feel like it smells very similar to the original My Devotion Intense, but the two main differences to me are that it doesn't focus as much on the praline note as the original one does, and it is, again, much, much longer lasting. I love this fragrance. It's one of the few fragrances that my husband gives a 9 out of 10 to, and it's in my top 3 best Lattafas. It kicked a theory out, and it's in my top 3 best Lattafas. Don't get me wrong, the theory is still beautiful, but I just think that Lattafa did such a good job of making this fragrance smell very clean. You don't get any extra like amberous or resinous notes that you can sometimes get in some Middle Eastern fragrances. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. This doesn't have any of that. I feel like if you were to put this into a different bottle under a different brand, people would just think that this is a very beautiful, expensive designer fragrance. Really, really one of their best fruity florals and delightfully enjoyable for hot weather. Next up, we've got Panache Angel Dust from Cudlage. And this is inspired by YSL's Vanille Couture. So this fragrance has gone crazy viral. One, because the YSL Vanille Couture was limited edition. There is some rumors that it might be coming back. I don't know, we'll see. But it went crazy viral because it was replacing a fragrance that was limited edition that was very well loved. And it's actually really, really good. Like this and Zenith, I always say, best two inspired vanilla Middle Eastern releases of 2026 thus far. I don't think they're gonna be topped at this point. I really don't. This is rich, it's smooth, it has a sexiness to it. It has more vanilla than the original Vanille Couture. It also doesn't have the same lavender note. So it comes off less harsh, but it still does manage to capture that overall scent profile of the Vanille Couture. If you compare them directly to each other, they're still gonna smell very similar. But I think this one is just a little bit more mass appealing for people who especially don't even like the Vanille Couture or the Lieb DNA. I've heard people tell me they don't like that, but like Panache because it's less harsh and because it has more sweetness from the vanilla. Not a gourmand vanilla at all. And this is not something that I would wear on an 85-degree day. This is something that I would wear on a summer night evening. Like if I have somewhere to be either on a date with my husband, if I am going out to dinner with my family, something at nighttime in a summer night. That's when I would pull this out personally. I think it's a little bit too strong for me during the daytime, but at nighttime, perfect, warm, sweet but not too sweet, sexy, rich, confident, grown woman type of perfume. I think it's gorgeous. Next up, we have Vanilla Aura from Mason Asrar. So to be completely honest with you, I don't wear this at all. I don't love this scent because it's inspired by my favorite vanilla fragrance of all time, Guerlain's Vanille Planifolia. This is a fragrance that is $600, where they have soaked the vanilla beans in some type of extract for 21 days to pull out this particular rich scent. Vanilla Aura, while it does capture a lot of the overall DNA, it has this added lemoniness to the overall scent profile that, because I love the original, I can't get past. It doesn't smell bad per se, but I don't think it smells close enough to the original for me to enjoy it. However, a lot of people really do enjoy this scent, and if I were to judge this fragrance on its own, not next to Vanille Planifolia, I wouldn't have an issue with it, I don't think. And I cannot deny how beast mode and long lasting this scent is. There's another fragrance called Vanifolia that I think is closer to the original Vanille Planifolia, but it's not as long lasting as Vanilla Aura. So if you are looking for something that is this rich, luxurious smelling vanilla, a little bit vintagey, not gourmand at all, with a little bit of this extra lemon zest, Vanilla Aura is a good one to check out for a really affordable price point. And maybe I'm crazy because I love Vanille Planifolia. I can wear Vanille Planifolia anytime, any day. So I feel the same way about this DNA. It's not a super sweet gourmand to where I think it's kind of like cloyingly nauseating. So I really think that you can pull this off in the hot weather. Next up, we've got Queen of Arabia from Lattafa. This is inspired by one of my all-time favorite vanilla fragrances, Vanilla Powder by Matier Premier. Not everybody loves that fragrance, and not everybody's going to love this fragrance. This is for someone who's looking for a vanilla coconut scent profile that is not going to be gourmand, that is not going to be overly sweet, that is not going to be tropical, but is definitely going to be beast mode. The first time I smelled Vanilla Powder, I thought, wow, this is one of the most unique vanillas in my collection. It's so fresh, it's so sharp, it's so crispy, and I just find it to be so addictive. Even though this doesn't have the exact same notes, of course, as the original vanilla powder fragrance from Mate Premier. It is the closest dupe to that fragrance. Fursan White by Cudlush is also good, but I find that one to be a little bit sweeter, and it definitely is not as beast mode as Queen of Arabia. This is stunning and really, really great longevity for the price point. Also, when you buy Queen of Arabia, Lattafa will give you 4 travel size samples, which I find to be incredibly impressive. So definitely want to check out if you're looking for an elevated, beautiful vanilla coconut scent for the summertime. Sugar Malo from Atralia. This is as beast mode as a marshmallow fragrance can get, because I feel like if you turn a marshmallow scent to beast mode, then you lose all of the fluffiness, and then it's like, what are we even smelling now? It's just sugar, it's not a marshmallow. But this is actually really long lasting on the skin. I have recently discovered that this is longer lasting than Pink Blush and Yum Bougie Marshmallow. This is inspired by Yum Bougie Marshmallow. Some people feel like it smells a little bit different. Some people feel like it's almost exactly the same. I think it smells very, very close, with maybe a little bit less strawberry and really, really great longevity and projection on the skin. A very cozy scent, easy to wear, not one that I think you have to worry about reapplying every 5 minutes like I do with Yum Bougie Marshmallow. With all due respect, I love the DNA of Yum Bougie, but it just doesn't last very long on me. But this one really, really lasts very well. Great for layering, fantastic option if you're looking for a long-lasting marshmallow scent, which I feel is really, really hard to come by. Next up is Paris Corner's Chow Citrus. This is a sour lemon warhead candy on steroids. Like, it is incredibly, incredibly strong. I think it's probably the strongest citrus I have in my collection, no lie. On its own, it's a little bit too linear for me to wear. It's just like a straight up really, really strong, very, very lemony scent profile. But I've been enjoying layering it. I have been layering it with other fragrances that are also citrusy type of scents, but don't last very long. I found that adding this as a base first and then putting those on top help to increase the overall projection and longevity of that overall layer combination. So I think it's really good for that, especially at its price point. It's a handy one to have in your collection. Next up, we've got Teriyaki Intense by Lattafa. So this one, I'm not even gonna spray because I know I will smell it for the next 10 days in this room. This is one of the strongest ones on this list. Would I wear this during the daytime? No. This is another summer date night or summer night out type of fragrance. This is a rich, boozy plum scent. You know what, actually I'm gonna spray it, whatever, I'm not afraid, I'm brave. This was designed by Quentin Biche, so you already know that this is gonna be phenomenal. So rich, it has this really addictive, delectable spiciness to it as well. Truly unisex scent, very, very grown woman appropriate. And again, an evening out scent. If you really want to have a scent trail, you want people following you around. I picture this outside during the nighttime, walking around in the city or wherever you are going to leave the most addictively sweet, boozy scent trail with this one in the heat, with it helping to like emanate off of your body. Delicious. Next up, we've got Riff's Scarlet. This is inspired by Fragrance Du Bois Serene fragrance, and this is a very sexy cherry scent that also has cream and leather in the heart. It is stunning. Truly one of the sexiest fragrances that are affordable in my collection, in my opinion. Again, not one that I'm wearing during the daytime. This is another summer night out type of scent profile. If you like fragrances like Anna Abiyad Scarlet from Lattafa, but you don't like the heavy rose and you just want the sweetness from the cherry, I would check out Riff Scarlet. Next up, we've got Arabia Prestige's Marwa and Mykonos Inception. These are both inspired by Imagination by Louis Vuitton. And I'm posting both of these because right now there are so many fragrances that are sold out with Mykonos. They just came to the US. You can get them on Beauty House, but this is so sold out. So another really great alternative is Arabia Prestige Marwa. I do think that Inception is closer to smelling like the original Imagination, but Arabia Prestige's Marwa, even though it has a little bit more of like a masculine, strong edge to it, it is also very long lasting. And this one, before I got Inception, I liked it and could layer it with Anna Abiyad White from Lattafa, which is inspired by Herba Pura, to kind of sweeten it up a little bit and make it a bit more feminine leaning. So if you're looking for a good schmoopity schmoop of Imagination by Louis Vuitton and Inception, which again, I still think is the best, is not available, I would still recommend checking out Arabia Prestige's Marwa. Next up, we've got Cherry Bouquet by Afnan. I'm not wearing this fragrance ever. It's inspired by Tom Ford's Lost Cherry. I don't like the original and I don't like this one, but I will give credit where credit is due. This is a very long-lasting scent, especially when you compare it to the original Tom Ford Lost Cherry. And I know that it's an incredibly, incredibly popular DNA. This, again, to me, is summer night. Summer night, going out with your friends or with your family or whoever. You want a thickety, thickety, sweet, syrupy type of cherry fragrance, it's gonna be this one. Wow. It's sweet, it's strong, it smells almost identical to the original Lost Cherry, but again, just with way better performance than the original. Next up is Alhermaine's Janoon Noir. So this is inspired by one of my favorite feminine fragrances, Dama Bianca. And I recently said in a video that I liked Janoon Noir and Fiora by Paris Corner so much as dupes that I did end up getting the original Dama Bianca, and I like Dama Bianca the best. But there are a lot of people who prioritize performance over, you know, the fluffier airiness that you can get from the original. And for those individuals, I would recommend Janoon Noir. This is so strong. Truly, truly original Dama Bianca times 5,000. Like, you really, really get your money's worth with this one if you really care about performance and longevity. It still has that feminine, airy nature to it, just not as much as Dama Bianca because it has to give some of that up to be super strong and beast mode. So you're gonna get like a sweet, almost soft, powdery, feminine type of scent profile with this one. It is quite lovely and definitely not one that you have to worry about, you know, reapplying throughout the day. Next up, we've got Rayhan Divine. Rayhan Divine is inspired by Louis Vuitton A Trop Rev, one of the best Rayhan fragrances in my opinion. This is sold out in a lot of places right now. I'll try to get a link for it if I can find one, but I might not be able to because it's been very, very popular and has been selling like hotcakes. So if you see it, get it if you really want to. I do still like the original Louis Vuitton better for similar reasons that I like Dama Bianca better because it's airier and more watery. But if you want it to last, this is the one for you. It is, I honestly can't believe how long lasting and strong the scent is. Like, this is the kind of scent that I put on at 8 p.m. and I wake up the next morning and I still smell it on my arm. Really, really long lasting. It still is going to give you that beautiful blend of those florals. You get a little bit of like the chocolatiness in the base, but it's not gourmand. To me, it just comes off as an elegant, almost watery, but sweet floral fragrance that is just done in a very mass appealing way. A Trop Rev, I think, is one of the best Louis Vuitton fragrances. A lot of the Louis Vuitton fragrances, I think, are overpriced and overhyped, but A Trop Rev, I really think, is very unique and very beautiful and very elegant and just lovely. So if you want to see what that scent smells like, or maybe you already have a Trop Rev, but you want a version of it that is really going to last on you all day, you got to try Rayhan Divine if you can find it. Next up, we've got Kiwi Tart from Ahuja. So Ahuja is a more upscale Middle Eastern brand. So some of their fragrances are a bit pricier than your usual like $30 bottle. But honestly, I think it's worth it. It's still way more affordable than a lot of niche or even designer fragrances, but you get fantastic, fantastic performance and quality from this line. All of these fragrances are 30% concentration. Whew. And this one is, if not number one, then number two in the line for me. It is so good. 3 notes: kiwi, sage, and patchouli. So you gotta like all 3 of them. You definitely get the kiwi. You for sure get the sage, which gives it this almost aromatic, not almost, an aromatic type of quality, very fresh and almost herbal and addictive. And then a bit of the patchouli in the base. I don't think it's too crazy on the patchouli, but I like patchouli. So take that as, you know, how you'll take it. If you don't like patchouli, then maybe stay away from this one. But it's fantastic. I consider this to be unisex. I think it feels really elevated, not at all juvenile like a lot of kiwi fragrances. Truly, truly a beautiful, luxurious, fresh scent that has great staying power from Ahuja. Next up, we've got Barada's Rome Fantasmagory and Paris Corno's Dosura Vanilla Envy. So the reason why I am showing both is because I initially got Rome Fantasmagory. Oh, by the way, these are both inspired by Louis Vuitton's Fantasmagory scent. So it's an almond vanilla. So I initially tried the Barada Rome Fantasmagory first. Incredibly strong, incredibly beast mode. Then Paris Corner came out with theirs. This one to me does not project as loudly as the Rome version, but it still has great longevity on the skin and is a little bit more toned down. Now that I've had this for, I would say, almost a full month, I actually like this smell better. I think the actual DNA smells just a little bit more mass appealing, even though this one is still stronger, but this one still has great longevity. So if it were summertime and it was nighttime and I really wanted a strong version of Fantasmagory to really last, I would probably still stick with this one because I know it's really gonna project and really, really last me all night. But during the daytime, I can wear Vanilla Envy, still get great longevity and moderate projection, but not have it be too much for hot weather. And I just, again, think there's something about the way that they've done the DNA. It just smells almost like a little bit cleaner and a bit airier and fluffier than Barada, which is probably because this one is focusing more on being beast mode. So 2 great options just depending on what it is that you're looking for. Next up, we've got Dubai Vibes from High Key. So another one from this brand. This one is phenomenal. This is one of those oud fragrances that even I like, and I don't typically like oud at all. But if I were to go to Dubai, I'm wearing Dubai Vibes, because this feels like an entryway, like a gateway to oud fragrances. It's there. You're not going to be able to, bypass the oud. The oud is in the heart of the fragrance, so you get it from the opening to the finish, like it's there. But they did a really good job to me of making the scent still very mass appealing and fresh. Like this really feels like a summer oud fragrance, and it feels like luxurious and rich and like a beautiful Dubai woman would wear this. And it has fantastic longevity, which is not surprising because oud fragrances tend to have really, really great projection and longevity. So if you like oud, and if you're looking for an oud summer appropriate fragrance that is still fresh and beautiful and relatively affordable, cannot recommend Dubai Vibes enough. So let me know, guys, which of those, if any, will you be trying to check out? And what are some of your favorite long-lasting scents that you like to wear in summertime? And I'll see you guys back tomorrow for our next episode.